What's up, everybody? It's me, Johnny G, and welcome to part 4 of my playthrough of Arknights, Chapter 14. Absolved will be the Seekers. Now, we're looking to try and wrap this up. Between this and the next part, we'll make a total of 5 parts, which is perfect because if you guys have followed along, I've been entering these into the video creation event they've been doing. Timeless Echoes video creation event with Yostar again. So this is my second time entering a Yostar contest, and I am very, very excited and anxious to see what happens this time, but I'm enjoying the gameplay, and I'm enjoying the story so far, and there is so much going on with all the different characters that it's just been one of those that has been a bit more bountiful in what we're getting and what we're getting to enjoy. And it's not that, you know, that the other chapters and things like that we've played so far haven't really been. It's just that with what's been going on and what's been happening and all the story pulls in various directions have been so different and so wild with this chapter so far. And even somebody like me, who I've stated this before, that I haven't quite played all the chapters up to this point and known the story and its completion. I'm still enjoying it, and I still understand the gist of it because of things that I've read and kind of come to understand prior to getting into this, and just in general doing research and lore looking and stuff like that. I love the lore and I love the story, so I know a little bit of what's leading up to this chapter, but it's just been so much fun and a lot of really cool and interesting moments. And like in particular, the last episode that I did with Neril jumping into the fray with Shining and fighting off Shining's father-brother thing, creature, whatever the heck that was, and rescuing Nightingale. But then the issue with Nightingale's soul now, and Logos standing and fighting on his own against the Nasherer King, against Salem, and, well, doing a lot of damage, but damn near dying himself. And then, of course, we have everything going on with the Confessarius and Amiya and Doctor and Calcit coming across the altar and the things that are going on there. We got to see what's going on now. Why did Salas throw herself in and cause the reaction that basically finished the ritual or whatever it was? You know, there's a lot of story pull in so many different directions, and that's what's so cool and so well done about this particular chapter. So I'm anxious to continue. We've got a lot of heavy stuff coming up, I know that much, and stages are going to get a little more difficult, but we're going to see how they play out with the operators that I do have on hand. With that being said, though, let's go ahead and let's dive right in. Okay, here we go. I did spend a little bit of time earlier with some things. Basically, I did some farming for stuff so that I could upgrade Calcit, which I did promote her to Elite 1, but I'm not going to be able to promote her to Elite 2 yet because I don't have the one type of electronic device, crystalline electronic device or something it is, that it's a tier 5 upgrade material, and I can't unlock the recipe for that until I do S5-9. So I've got to do that on this account yet. All right, 14-3 is just a story bit. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll hit a couple of those stages out. Okay, oh, we're back here with the Londinium workers and Catherine. This is how you do it, right? Aim at the enemy, then... Whoa! Bloody hell! Relax, Tommy. It's not much different from the machines you work day after day, and that both can make a mess out of you in just an instant. Just remember to keep the safety engaged when you're not using it. Huh. Where did that white-haired feline get all this stuff with things the way they are now? Look at the... Catherine? I'm fine. Chronic stuff. Look at the dust on these weapons. They're brand new, but they've been in storage for a while. This isn't standard issue military stuff, more like custom weapons for special operations. And they weren't made by Londinium factories. Looks like Milskar is more than just your average gangster. Do you mean she's an informant for somebody big? So she's willing to trade weapons with us because don't expect to play an important role in their games. These stuff were probably meant for someone else, and she came to us only after that fell through. Or maybe Milscar raided some duke's secret arsenal in Londinium and selflessly decided to share it with the people in need. Who knows? A real Robin Hood. What she's after doesn't matter to us. We're just taking these things one step at a time. We've sent a few scouts out since the sky turned red. For some reason, all the Sarkaz soldiers seem to have pulled out of Highbury. That doesn't mean we're safe. Quite the contrary. It means the Sarkaz don't care about managing the city anymore. Factories, production lines, none of them matter to them anymore. I had a look at Magna Burrow yesterday. It's been turned into a huge art circle. Hundreds, if not thousands, are trapped there in the strange witchcraft, fueling the Sarkaz altars. At this rate, it won't be long before it's our turn. What are you planning? Should we get that thing we've been building out there and... Don't be silly. Just because you've got some decent gear doesn't mean you suddenly become a commando. Became a commando. Or did I? Became a commando, yeah. We have a few decent weapons. They'll allow us to defend ourselves if the Sarkaz come for us. No more than that. We must wait for an opportunity. When do you think that opportunity is going to come, though? Who are you? How did you find this place? I've seen your clothes. You went to all that effort to sneak into Londinium at a time like this, yet investigating our background. What do you need with a few old workers now? Reunion? 9! Oh my god! The 13th ventilation tunnel is running. There are marks on the 54th ropeway. I suggest you double-check. If we can find it, so can the Sarkaz. Oh, my name's 9, by the way. And yes, I'm with Reunion. What's Reunion doing here? Thanks for the heads up. Did you come all this way beneath Londinium just to tell us this? We want to know how long you plan to wait. We have folks who used to work in the Sudian Borough. They say the workers of Londinium were always proud that they built this great city. But has it ever truly belonged to you, past or present? Madam Catherine, your condition. I've heard the stories. I'll give you credit where it's due, but spare me that crap about the non-infected taking everything from you. I'm not interested. What are a few rocks here and there in today's Londinium? We have a lot more to worry about. True. Infected or uninfected, none of that matters in Londinium now. So are you planning to take back the city? From all who stood idly by while all this happened, from the people who allowed things to get to this point. What did you say? Londinium is filled with originium dust. Many will become sick and die because of it. The culprit will be made to pay, whoever they are, whether they have rocks growing out of them or not. Reunion won't wait at the finish line. Not anymore. Ah, interesting. Hey, Tommy, remember me? Mayor, I thought you got sick and... Oh, so that's how you ended up with Reunion. Well, I'm back. Here, oropathy prevention pills. Take one per day. There's only so much you can do, though, so you better pray that your luck's good. You guys... To tell you the truth, your look when you left the factory, I thought you would have loved nothing more than for all of us to become infected like you. Maybe I really did. But it wasn't you who lost me my job. It wasn't Catherine either. I know you lot tried to put in a good word for me, but those were the rules. Maybe not anymore, though. There's a lot we can help with. Using and maintaining equipment, operating in high originium environments, tactics, covert ops, anything you need. We'll help you liberate this place if you'll let us, from the people who saw all this as nothing more than the price of business. We'll take the city back, with or without you, 9 of Reunion, but we look forward to working with you. Reunion's helping out. That's pretty freaking cool. Let's go. It's awesome. Interesting. Hey, Fenil. Mother. Emmeline, my child. Have you come to see me off? You're badly hurt, my child. I lost. I did all I could, but I still lost. But I have no regrets about the path I chose, nor doubts about the ideals I believed in. But I'm sorry I let you down. Why say that? You have defeated so many powerful foes. How long has it been since the court of the Banshees had a warrior and sovereign so strong, so steadfast? The court is proud of you. So am I. even if you reject the traditions of the royal court. Thank you. I ask one last thing. Please, sing an elegy for me. Mother? Not so fast, my lazy boy. It's not bedtime yet, but I'm... Rise and shine, Hafanil. Up yet, sleepyhead? Mother? Good, you still recognize my voice. How about a kiss for your dear mother on the cheek? It's been so long, after all. I don't think... Strange contraption. Were you always by my side? Me? Of course not. A mother should let her own son roam free once he's all grown up. Just a little token of love to record important moments in your life for me. I will say, I was a little surprised it recorded not just your performance in battle, but you putting this outfit on. I know Her Highness Theresa liked it this way, but... Never mind, as long as you like it. You're bothered by what I'm wearing, when this device of yours... Isn't it adorable? A banshee should value her words rather than waste them on disputing the aesthetics of a gadget. How could you say that? Think of all the love that your mother and sisters put into it. Is this how you repay our affection? Still gotta whoop the kid's ass in shape, you know. Thank you, Mother. Go. Your friends are waiting. I'm so proud of you. Mother's love never ends. No matter how old you get. That's why family is important as long as you keep them close to you. Intimidating roar, I should say. Uproar. It's a dead end! Sheer cliff ahead! Wait, from the shard! What's that? We're too late. The last vestige of Tikaz fades away, but it had gotten an answer, a recognition, a response. What is... Ew! The sensation was subtle at first. The clouds no longer converged upon the pinnacle of the shard, replaced by something else. The branches and vines begin to bear fruit, red fruit. It is a bizarre scene, but somehow it inspires comfort rather than fear, as though this is how it should be, how it always has been. The world seems to have always been like this. All that has happened is that someone had removed the back cover of a clock by accident, revealing the springs and gears underneath. Originium is an integral part of Terra's ecology. Originium in the atmosphere bring about catastrophe, and originium in the body cause sickness. Even insects know to cover themselves in hard shells of originium. The coexistence of originium and Terra is an immutable law, just like how two parallel lines can never intersect. But where did originium come from? Has Amnanum descended after all? The Confessari's control over Amnanum exceeds our expectations. We're one step too late. Will it become a weapon for the Sarkaz? No, Amnanum brings more than catastrophe, and is far more than a weapon. It's not just the origin of the Sarkaz. In fact, one can say it's the origin of everything in Terra. This may be the greatest crisis we've ever seen. Maybe the greatest crisis Terra has ever seen. Can we stop it? A life bone! He was there. We can seek the Farenmut's help. Let me try to get in touch with W. No, I'm not getting through. Hello? Hello? Finally! Honey, where? Almost. Manfred. Where has the agreed time? W, they're alive! But the interference is too strong. Try to take off, W. Where? Find where the biggest commotion is. That's where we are. Lost contact. What did you mean by commotion, Doctor? Originium is everywhere here. Unreasonably risky, but worth a try. Give it a shot. "12 hours ago. Excuse me. 58 hours into the operation. So little jump back in time. Sir, we've taken control of the Lifebone Central area. Examine the skeleton and eliminate any resistance. Tell Nadine to clean up the remaining mercenaries outside. Leave no survivors. Set up defenses around the skeleton and rig it with explosives." Do you mean to... Yes, sir. Blood reaches Manfred's feet. He takes one glance at the body on the ground, then turns and leaves the room. Odor's body. Yep. To do with the enemy mercenaries that we captured in the Lifebone, sir. Is this all of them? Yes, sir. Many of them previously served the military commission. Kill them all. Yes, sir. Show yourself. Paprika. General Manfred. Paprika? Was I supposed to see you here? I was captured by the mercenaries here while transporting a shipment. I had to protect my squad. That doesn't explain why you didn't respond when the military commission attacked the skeleton. And what were you doing hiding here? I was just afraid. Afraid? Your previous mission is over, Paprika. Your new mission is to execute these traitors to the military commission. But they're prisoners, defenseless. As warriors, they're traitors to their cause. As mercenaries, they've unilaterally broken their contract. One way or the other, they must pay the price. But they're in no position to resist anymore. They're no threat to you. What meaning is there to all this killing? Didn't you say yourself that you wanted as many Sarkas to go home as possible? I gave you a chance, Paprika. I've been very patient. You're not the first one to disappoint me today. General! The engineers have examined the Lifebone. The structure is largely intact, and the mercenaries don't have the means to make direct modifications. However, we found a large amount of explosives that were not set by us. Explosives? Unable to reach Lieutenant General Nadine, sir. What? Hard-headed Hodor can come in useful once in a while. You really did lead an attack squad, Manfred. Is this our first formal meeting? I guess I should introduce myself. I'm from Babel, and I'm here to take your life. You could call me W. A mercenary from Hodor Squad. You came back to die. Die? Have you thought for a moment why your attacks have gone a little too smoothly? Where did you think all the mercenaries went? Who's surrounded now? You think this rabble can stand against the soldiers of the military commission? I hope your bones are as hard as your words. Because I'll blow your head off before your soldiers can even knock on the door. Humph. Manfred begins to swing, but shadows entangle his feet. Then bombs explode all around him before he can break free. Team W! Stop complaining. I told you I'm good at controlling explosions. You're trying to destroy the skeleton. Oh, is that not very convenient? I'm not sentimental like Hodor is. I have absolutely no problem making this big pile of bones your grave. I wonder what Theresa would be sadder about, losing this big guy or losing his favorite foster son. You think I'd let you do that? Ascalon! Not a moment too soon. Ascalon, you look... Bloodied assassin stops the foe's sword, not the slightest hint of wavering in her sleeve blade. You're not ready to kill me. Ooh. This guy's golden head, Ascalon, and I'll listen to anything you say for a whole year. I love how she just makes, what do you call that? Little deals. I've asked you this question before, Ascalon. What do you believe in? I believe that our differences end here and now. And this time, there will be no mistake. Good for her. Good for her. 70 hours into the operation. Won't even let me have a breather. Crane, where are you guys? You're supposed to be guarding the top of the spine. Why do troops keep dropping down? Crane's dead. And Manfred. I think I have a concussion. Ascalon. She's outside. Looks like we're bringing a whole bunch of dead bodies with us. Great. W, am I seeing this right? Is the nerve bundle glowing? Did the doctor's team make it? W, try to take off. Biggest commotion. They're trying to reach us. Inez, is Hodor still breathing? Weak breathing. The bleeding stopped at least. Then wake him up and get him to put this fair Fred to work. You're asking too much. Fine, maybe Hodor needs to lie down a little longer. Well, this guy's been lying down long enough. Nancy, wake up! How do you like this alarm clock? You lunatic! Hodor is wounded! What is she doing? Explosions echo in the chamber, followed by a rumbling, muddled voice. Oh, it's you, Sarkaz historian. What happened to your face? Did your great adventure not go well? Shut up! Get us out of here if you don't want your last bones blown to smithereens, and shake these royal court fleas off you if you can. Oh, I forgot. My body's still here. The flea part is a little too much to ask. You all look the same size to me. I suppose we should go. The voice sighs, stirring up a turbulence in the fabric of time and space. Interesting. This round is mine. I have no intention of gloating. It took too much time here, and you've never been so weak before. Previous battle had taken its toll on you, and this type of operation is not your forte. We've both missed opportunities. A new Casdel is complete. You know that. Ow. You know that, Ascalon. You know that you are fighting against our own future. Future, you say. You say I never saw clearly what our sovereign was thinking. But I understand now. Someone will complete the work that she left unfinished. Amiya, Calcit, I will remove all obstacles that stand in their way. How blind and stubborn. Why do you not understand that this is Lady Theresa's wish too? Enough! We're enemies, no more, no less. We've long passed the point of no return. The lifebone is activating. How could... You failed. You can't stop us anymore. The skeleton will be destroyed. No one can threaten the future that His Highness will bring to Casdel, even if neither of us will live to see it. Manfred throws down his sword and takes out the detonation switch. He places his finger on it. Hesitation. Why? He has seen death in the eye many times. He does not fear it. Why should he hesitate? But the lifebone... How many people could it guide home? Ascalon throws herself at Manfred in this moment of hesitation. The two of them fall into the turbulence together. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen there? Right here, where the mountain's energies are most focused. This will cause an extreme, uncontrolled originium chain reaction. Get ready, Doctor. Here goes nothing. Hey. Black arts penetrate the mountainous originium. The collapse has begun! Run! You grab Monster's claw, an action that has become second nature. Monster screeches joyfully and begins to run. Monster's adorable. Who knew he was that cute? Or it, whatever it is. Behind you is the terrifying roar of destructive energy, running rampant. Violent chain reaction causes everything around you to tremble. The legions of Nashers follow the trembling. The Sudarim are chasing us! Don't fight them. Don't let them bog you down. Warriors wrapped in tattered banners swarm upon you. Many of them are swallowed by the originium chain reaction, but even more join the ranks of your pursuers. Unhappy whining. Suturum and Tangle monster. You hear their hollow breathing echo in your ear. The Nazir warriors are trying to drag all of you into the pit of death. Shadows of conflict yield to conflict. Logos! Welcome back. Logos! Trust your elite operators, Doctor. They'll show up when you need them the most. I've always trusted you. Don't let your guard down. I sense turmoil in the fabric of reality. The Farinwood is coming. I will attempt to create a waypoint to help us board the skeleton. What should I do? Jump down from the cliff? Alright. Time is of the essence. Dr. Amiya, Dr. Calcit, now! Jump! Drive the Farinwood. I'll take care of the Royal Court Guard soldiers. Am I driving? Okay, Bonesy, this is where the biggest commotion is. There's no response. The muddled voice says nothing. Perhaps it just cannot be bothered. It's not gonna send it inside the barrel of some supergun, is it? Okay. The intangible tide fades. It really sent us right into the middle of an explosion. I think I'm beginning to enjoy this. Threads of silver-white incantation snag the drifting Farinwood, and several figures fall into the room. Hey, Banshee! You made it? Haha. Haha. We made it. Not bad. You actually made it out of the Confessori's evil ritual alive. What's the situation? Lindsay's fine, as you could see. Hoder took a hit from Manfred's sword, but he's still breathing. As for the others, I don't see Ascalon anywhere. We found no trace of Ascalon or Manfred on the skeleton. She got tangled with Manfred and didn't make it in time when the skeleton took off. Ascalon's ability is beyond question. You can trust her as you trust me. Crying won't change anything. We have stuff to do. What's the next step? We've already drawn too much attention. We need to drift now. All right. Pretty crazy story bit there. Let's get ready for 14-14. Alrighty, 14-14. Which one was this? Oh, okay. I think this is the one I'm remembering. This isn't too bad of a stage. Let's see. Theresa. Sarkaz with short white hair is again alone in the shard. This is not quite the front, but the sounds of war pass through the valleys and walls, through crystalline storms and blood-drenched fields, and into his ears. Originium guns bring a rain of death, the military casters recite incantations, and tanks run over tides of crystals. Swords clash and break against each other until they sink into the mud. He has heard this din for centuries. It has never changed. But this time, he's brought it to the one-time oppressors. The Emperor of Ursus refused to meet our envoy. They continue to see Kazdel as an independent, hostile regime. No response yet from the envoy to Sargon. The Latanian Kurfürst that we reached out to is receptive to further communication. The Dukes clearly intend to attack, following the appearance of the Golden Light. Our lines are falling back. The voice on the terminal continues to report the latest developments on each front to the orchestrator of the war. Those who refuse to yield stand upon the scales of war, tipping them from side to side. Theresa's back remains straight at all times. It has been a long time since he allowed himself the luxury of fatigue. But the past does not go away so easily, be it lives taken or lives saved. He has never forgotten the burden upon his shoulders, especially as it grows increasingly heavy. Your Highness, news from the front. The Realm Blade of Victoria has been activated. They have suppressed Amnanum. We are under pressure. General Manfred was unable to retake Lifebone. Who controls the skeleton now? Where was it last spotted? Mercenary squad. Confessorius reports say that the core members of Rhodes Island are on it. Rhodes Island. And that one must also be there. Lifebone's next course of action is uncertain. It represents a threat to both the airship and the shard. It is no concern. Trust in Theresa. If they dare approach the shard, my sword will render the judgment that I promised. The sky of Londinium burns red. The ever-present dark clouds are no more, supported by countless branches. The massive crystal looks like newly born fruit. All is ready. But now, and only now, he does not want to think about the future. The airship's long orbiting and searching is coming to an end. The massive structure of witchcraft once again passes over above the shard. He knows this will be the last time. Sarkaz with the long white hair stands alone in the halls of the airship. She finally averts her gaze from the shard. She no longer sees the figure. Theresa casts her eyes toward the shadow of the airship, toward the land that she has seen so many times. Sorrow and despair continues to spread. Has anything changed from when she left Kazdil? A deep voice echoes around her. It is the master of the ship. I sense it, Theresa. The king continues to pursue us. They've never given up easily. Ha! The Revenant speaks no more. The airship accelerates one last time. Origin is close at hand. But an intangible wave strikes, space and time roiling around the airship. They come. Spark will burn for us until there is nothing left to burn. Let's see how far they can go.
Is that really how you drive this pile of bones? Did Hodor seriously convince Bonesy here to help us for real?
You'll have to ask him. Ask him? He can barely speak right now. Then trust him. Hope he didn't mess up the steps. Say, now that we have Bonesy back, is it time to put Plan A into action? Fill this big guy with explosives and bomb the shard and Theresa's all the way back to Kazdil. There's something more important right now. What's the status of Amnanum? Outside the windows, the storm has stopped, but the sky remains an ominous red. Amnanum floats directly above the shard like a gaping wound in the sky. The airship is headed toward the ancient ruins that should never have existed, toward the greatest secret of Terra. It's headed for Amnanum. There's only one explanation. Its mission is more important than that of a weapon. Does he intend to ram that piece of Originium with the ship? What's inside Amnanum? She means that we need to deal with the airship before we kill Theresa's. Am I right, old hag? Yes. Then we'll take it down. Who's flying the airship? Huh? I can feel it. Theresa is there, isn't she? Yes. We'll undoubtedly have to face her if we pursue the airship. We must be ready to... Ha! What are you about to say? We must be ready to kill her? If necessary. Clap, clap. I thought you two got along. Are you always weighing things like this, Calcit? You would kill anyone for civilization and for this great land. Even Theresa. I'm not like you, though. I'll save her from the myriad souls and end it all. If you won't do it, I will. Just wait and see. There isn't going to be another betrayal. Doctor, I believe you're in the best position to keep a cool head here. Will you take command of the operation? Leave it to me. Talk is cheap. How do we take the airship? This pile of bones doesn't have nearly enough firepower. We'll take it, in a literal sense. Really? The airship looks like it's about the same size as Bonesy here. Since when did you get so radical? We don't have the luxury of playing it safe. Worth a try. It's the only way. I'll cover for the skeleton against the airship's guns. Bring the skeleton into contact with the airship and we have a chance. I trust the doctor. I can help Logos. If everyone agrees, bring the lifeboat just above the airship, W. Ha! You think I'd be scared? Wake up, Bonesy, we're leaving. Hang on. The illusions vanish and the ripples cease. In the blink of an eye, they find themselves on top of... Look out! A devastating beam of witchcraft streaks across the sky, sending destructive energy through anything it touches. The airship is reacting fast! It was ready for us! Just as the beam is about to annihilate its target, silvery incantations float up, pulling at the great wave of witchcraft. All arts shall follow only the path I assign. The destructive energy is deflected, passing through the gaps of the Farenmut skeleton, leaving behind only a deep scorch mark on the bleached bones. The energy begins to dissipate, and the main battery's salvo coming to an end. The array in the airship has greatly amplified the power of Revenant witchcraft. We can't take another hit. We must close the distance before they fire again. Countless witchcraft drones and bloodied witchlings take flight. They rush toward the skeleton. They sure shot first without asking questions, and here I thought this pile of bones was precious to them. Does Theresa's plan to vaporize us with it? A little further, W. Lifebone can't link up with the airship at this distance. Taking too much fire to make a smooth approach. We'll have to do it in a fun way. Hey, yes. A loud boom and a loud wail. The massive skeleton smashes into the airship's armor. Blue and purple nerve bundles stretch out, clinging to anything they touch, winding themselves around the airship. Fragile bone plates shatter and fall from the sky, disappearing amongst the branches and vines. The Revenant roars, raging at the shackles, the audacity, and the impudence. Every Sarkaz heard the cry of the Revenant in their hearts before they ever set foot on the airship's deck. Who do you think you are trying to stop? The Revenant never wavers. Let's see. Get on the airship. Start drifting, W. I don't take orders from you. I know what to do. Your turn, Bonesy. Move it. Hey, why aren't you moving? Hello? Anybody home? Farenmut's skeleton is badly damaged. Its soul seems to have wandered off again. No! It's the skeleton that's getting dragged away. What do we do, Doctor? Take the airship ourselves. Wow, your tactics really are getting bold. I'm nearly impressed. Amiya, Cowsit, you know the Revenant better than anyone else. I'm ready. W, your bombs will work even better behind enemy lines. As if I didn't know. Logos, protect Lifebone. I can prevent any enemy from approaching it for 30 minutes. You'll need to come with us to the airship, Doctor. I will. No hesitation or questions. It's not the time for those. Stop the small talk. Made up your minds? Let's go! We'll slide over this bunch of nerves, Bunny. Don't let those witchlings hit you. We'll intercept any stray projectiles. Dr. Cowsit, a clear place to land. Be careful. Monster. Joyful braying. Hang on, Doctor. There are some things that only you can control. You may be our last hope in this darkest hour, just as you used to be. Here you go. Monster grabs you and leaps down. The feeling of weightlessness makes you uneasy, and the raging winds force your eyelids shut. In the distance, you can hear Logos' incantations, W's laughing, and the explosions from Sarkaz drones being shot down. Of course, W's laughing. You feel your weight return as someone grabs your hand. We're here. Looks like an old friend has come calling. The ship is a Revenant, right? Looks like it doesn't like people standing on its head. Strange shadows seep out from the metal walls, filling every corner of the deck in an instant. The slight tremors in their movements echo the breath of the Revenant. The Revenant's work. It's expecting us. It won't let us stop so easily. We'll just pummel it until it stops. This time, I brought bombs more than enough. Okay. 14-14, let's go.
Never mind the use of force. Death has its own resting place.
Okay. How about I do one of these?
Solid positioning. I already called dibs on the most lucrative real estate in
Not a good
hell,
thing.
and you guys all get a share. Rest
Not a good
easy.
thing.
I don't know what to do here. No, not her. I wanted this one. Read over here. You,
Your
like this.
lives are mine to protect.
Oh no.
Let's begin.
Okay, so Reed's stopping that one from activating, which is great.
Awaiting orders.
Wow, looks awfully dangerous. You call me out for this?
Thus I speak.
Now, wait in line. Plenty for everyone. Follow me!
I hear the period, the reversal of finality.
Target marked.
There we go. Keep some healing going on there.
Got it.
All right, we're gonna pull her. Put her.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. Roger.
Yeah. W and Logos are covering that side, so everything that comes in there.
If you're really incapable, sow the mountains when summer leaves the white
Toasted.
dew. Seed the plains when equinox. Now, wait in line. We got plenty
Up
for
her there.
everyone.
32. Beautiful.
You want my opinion? Conviction will
Who's
throw you
dead?
off pace.
Boom. Let's go.
Weaklings.
No after story for that one. Okay. All right. A lot of stuff there. Let's go. Okay. Hey, I think I remember this one. This one's a little bit of a pain. If I remember right, maybe. Maybe. Because you got a couple of them things and you got to take them out.
Good. I suppose
Yes.
you've already got a plan.
When were the seeds of this tragedy planted?
Yeah, so we do one of these numbers.
Your lives are mine to protect.
For
Put
them,
logos like
the
that.
bell tolls.
Fear not the firelight.
Waiting for your veil, the curtain of destiny.
Wow.
There we go.
Looks awfully dangerous.
Get those three out front here to handle all that.
So you racked your brain. Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
I'm gonna put her here.
Spring breeze, timely rain. Now we sow the grain. Let me create a diversion.
Let Exusia go over there.
Heaven blue!
She can handle anything that
If
walks
you're
in like
really
that.
incapable of- I plant you into the soil to grow anew. Got it. I'm prepared to face endless burn.
Soul, the fairy of the other side.
223. Okay, we'll put Deacon
You
Breaker
can
up
go do
there.
something else.
Always so
W.
focused on the ground.
Get on there.
Forgotten. So look above.
I think they haven't forgotten anything, being honest.
All the best. I know what you're thinking.
I think you're doing a pretty solid job at this.
Waiting for your morning star, the illumination of wisdom.
Still talking yourself in the past?
If you're really incapable, I plant you into the soil for life. Now,
Go W.
Revenant's back. Now, wait
go.
in line. We got plenty.
Oh, crush that stage. Beautiful. So we get an after story for this one.
All right. Any more weird shadows that want to get blown to pieces?
Strange shadow. Speaking of,
Well, shit! There actually is one. Cutting down their numbers is most likely pointless, W. They're simply the projection of the Revenant's power. So long as the Revenant dwells on the ship, there will be no end to its creations. This is nothing more than a means to buy time. And how about I blow a couple more holes until the Revenant decides to come out of hiding? I'm afraid that won't work. This whole ship is nothing but the Revenant's husk. Even if you were to destroy the ship's outer shell or blow it, the Revenant would still be able to keep it running with witchcraft. It would only temporarily keep it functional, but it would more than be enough to take them to Amnanum. To completely stop the airship, we must find and destroy the Revenant's core. Gotta say, we Sarkaz are up to some really weird shit. Keeps you up at night. Can't we take care of this with a bomb? The firepower of an entire fleet's main guns might break through its outer shell, stopping it from operating, even using witchcraft. Right, let's go look for that core then. One day, I'm gonna get myself a cannon. How do we find the Revenant's core? I'm not certain. As the true core of the airship, it is certainly protected by layers of defenses hidden away carefully in some cabin. We will only uncover it by infiltrating deeper into the ship. This also means that our enemies will be able to defend it much more easily. There is no time. Is the Revenant privy to everything about the airship? Theoretically, but the airship is large in size. Its attention is limited. Inez has been on this ship, and she still got out of here without a scratch, didn't she? Well, it could also be because she's not a real Sarkaz and can't feel the mental pressure the Revenant lays on. We must find a way to distract the Revenant. Doctor, you mean? When somebody's hurting real bad, they won't notice an insect crawling up their pants. W, I need your help. Oh? I'm clean. Is this a trap you've been setting up for a long time and you're only telling me about it now? You're the best one for the job. Ha! If the Revenant's really sharper than we thought... You wink at Amiya, who stares blankly at you for a second before nodding. Light it up, W. Let her go! Explode everything! Not enough of a ruckus for you? Alright, you insects, don't get spotted too easily. Until you find her. W says, let's blow some shit up. Doctor, Amiya, we'll enter the airship through the opening W made. Stay close. This is our one and only chance. One and only. It's empty. It seems the military commission has already evacuated all the passengers. They knew how dangerous this mission would be. Calcit, if the airship is really going to collide with Amnanum, then what happens? Amnanum will assimilate all the information it comes in contact with. That includes all materials, organic or not, even personalities and emotions. Everything will be engulfed in originium crystals. Then Theresa and the Revenant? Yes, they chose to sail there, and it means they understand what this entails. What do you want from the originium? What do they want from the originium? Possibility. A deep, sophisticated voice can be heard within the cabin. But there are no signs of life. The hallway is as empty as before. This voice. It sounds familiar. In this place, its voice can be heard by all. In Minuan legend, a hero stole fire from mankind, and for this he was punished by the gods and set ablaze for eternity. Very few know that this legend originated among the Sarkaz, but he is no hero. His story thereafter is unworthy of telling. The Revenant. It noticed us nonetheless. In just a blink of an eye, countless strange shadows fill what was an empty corridor. The Revenant's words are emitted from their vibrations. That explosion, it was indeed a cause for concern and anxiety. If it wasn't for the King of Sarkaz's reminder, I really would have forgotten all about you. Oh, how forgetful of me. I've remembered more than enough, but I should never have forgotten. False King of Sarkaz, how could I have ignored your existence? Monster, get ready for battle. Amiya, protect the doctor. Immediately, a pitch-black spear solidifies at Amiya's fingertips before launching forward. However, it is swallowed whole by the walls and stairs. How can you possibly kill me while you're within me? There are too many of them. We need to move. Each and every corridor looks the same. Each and every staircase seems to be connected to the same space. Theresa, these are nothing but the Revenant's blood vessels, and its will can manifest anywhere.
It's no good. We can't shake them.
Now, W! You find it difficult to keep your eyes open because of the massive explosion, but the plan continues to be executed as expected.
Honey, swap sides. Calcit, have your little pet hold on to the dead weight. We need to quickly... Hold on, this place.
Suddenly, you're struck with a bad feeling. Something's not right. W's bombs can't be this strong. Using the explosion's momentum, the entire corridor is being torn apart by its master's own will. You feel yourself sliding down a corridor leading downstairs.
Hey, Ag!
You try your hardest to maintain your balance and look forward where you last saw Calcit, only to find that she has been completely engulfed by the black shadow.
The Revenant itself tore the structure here apart. It's trying to...
A loud bang can be heard, and Amiya disappears on the other end of the collapsing corridor.
Honey, hold on!
Black shadow sweeps by, separating you and W. The moment you two turn around, a sharp blade made of witchcraft slices through where you two were moments earlier. Impatient braying. It fails to hook onto your collar with its claw, and you tumble downward, downstairs, down the corridor. Impatient howling. Come on, monster. Before you crash into the floor of the area downstairs, a hand grabs you by your collar from behind.
Gotcha. No, I should say, you finally fell right into my hands.
Oh, GW. Let's hold that for another time. Just, when we're not fighting, in the middle of a airship. Creak, creak, creak. The sound of steel being bent and twisted echoes throughout the narrow space. The ship is chewing apart the darkness inside its body. You put in quite a bit of work simply to force me into this closed-off trap, Revenant. With the way you are, have you forgotten even your name? There is no response. Creak. Nothing can be heard except the sound of metal being torn apart. Sharp debris continue to peel and fall away from the ship's body. Calcit knows that if this unknown space is anything like a magnetic field, she must be the center pulling in all fatal threads. A threat. It seems that even though you have burned away for years, you still have some sanity left in you. But if your chaotic mind still holds a trace of memories in Wis'adel, you should be well aware that death threats are meaningless to me. Silence. But Calcit can feel that the shadows that will engulf her are still lurking in the darkness, watching her, waiting for the moment to strike. No, you should know. After all, Theresa herself knows this well. You are listening, are you not, Theresa? I can feel your will in this ship. I thought you would be here waiting for me. Calcit reaches her hand out to the wall to feel the life in this ship. Ice-cold, coarse metal, and originium. Despite the darkness, Calcit is nonetheless able to clearly see the originium growing and assimilating everything around it, but it avoids the area her fingers touched. To think you can now influence the natural growth of originium to this extent. If the originium here continues to grow, the airship will be completely crystallized by the time it crashes, and then everybody inside will also. That includes me. So this is what you were trying to tell me. She gets no response. The first originium. You, Theresa, the Sarkaz, used to think I knew enough about your plan, but it seems you are much further down this road than I imagined. You may have me locked away here, but I don't believe I am truly the one you should be vigilant against. You've always been a headache, Theresa, just like in the past. Just like in the past. Theresa, as you are now, do you still believe that Terra has a future? A dark shadow extends underneath Calcit's feet. A jet-black ocean gushes out from the darkness, ready to engulf everything in its path in no time. I knew it. Once again, silence is returned to the darkness. As you wish. You'd better have enough time with the dame alone, without that one at her side. Don't disappoint me again. Don't disappoint us again. I've waited too long. I must witness this before my death. The end of suffering, Theresa.
Your face just now. It seems the expression folds of the feather flock
Interesting.
together is indeed true.
Interesting. 14-16. Here we go. Wait, what's the map? I want to see this one. Oh, okay. This one's not too bad. I like these stages here where you can deploy anybody on like any tile, which is really, really cool. Theresa, again, in the flowers.
I've been wondering when you'd come to see me, Calcit. You came too late and you missed the most beautiful moment. The first flower that budded died last night. But look at it now. It's full of vigor, still. I see no difference compared to before. It's full of vigor still. I see no difference compared to before. Exactly. It was born from the withering, and in an instant it became so healthy and strong. If only you were able to witness for yourself this miracle born on top of Originium.
This garden, built on top of Originium, is the fruit of Theresa's painstaking labor. Aside from war, the other path that Theresa found for the Sarkaz is close at hand. But what kind of future does this path lead to? Ever since you brought the doctor here, you've been spending more time in the garden. Babel still has a lot that needs you, our chairman, to handle, but on top of that, you were absent from today's general meeting.
Not only do we have you, we also have the doctor here now to help us. It's not much of a problem if I take it easy once in a while, isn't it?
I know you, Theresa. You were never one to joke around when it came to important business.
Calcit. Do you know what the doctor thinks?
No, I'm not sure what you've heard, but my guess is that you do not have our mutual friend's full support.
I won't give up, Calcit. If this is how we're supposed to resolve the predicament that the Sarkaz is facing now, I'll go talk to Theresa. I will show this path to all the Sarkaz so that they know we aren't fated to live a vicious cycle of hatred.
Theresa.
Calcit, please hear me out first. I know very well that this could be risky, but I trust you. If you find me walking toward an uncontrollable future while I'm on this path, please pull me back. I know you can do this, even though you always keep your opinions to yourself on many things.
If you want that future you're hoping for to actually come true, we'll still have to earn the doctor's support. When it comes to Originium utilization, the doctor is irreplaceable. But regardless of what awaits us at the end, I promise you, when the time comes, I will be there by your side. Menacing growl.
Doctor, stop growling! Relax, I won't let go.
The wind roars in your ears. Through the shattered porthole, you can see the shard and the devastated battlefield below. The ceaseless barrage of intense explosions could fling you outside at any moment, and right now, the one who is holding onto your hand is W. ... You don't often see W acting this serious. Anxious growl.
I'm trying to think through something actually important, monster, so quit bothering me.
You never really know the old hag, but she'd never take her chances with you.
Since she insisted on bringing you along on such a dangerous boarding mission, we'll definitely need you if we want to see Her Highness and stop this sinking ship. Shit, I've got no choice but to save you now. Shut up.
Thank you.
Nothing happened back then. Where do we go now?
I can still hear the bombs ticking on my back.
That's for positioning. You can think of the explosion as, like, a bonus function. If you got swept away, I would have had to find you. Shit, that reminds me. I should have given the old hag one, too. It'd be a waste on you, you little freak. Now figure out which way we gotta go, you empty tin can. We don't have much time. This stinking ship's about to crash into that weird thing out there. If I have to die, it's gotta be after I meet Her Highness.
You've been pretty antsy ever since we got onto the ship.
Oh, I saved your ass. You don't think that's me being more emotionally stable than usual?
Oh my god, I want to use this one. Is it because this is our first date without a third wheel?
Don't you even dare to try provoking me.
If it wasn't a moment like this, I swear you wouldn't have had the chance to ask that question. I've seen the screenshot of that choice, and that was great.
So stop trying to annoy me with your dumb self-righteous interrogation.
Of all three choices, Is it because you're about to meet Theresa? Is it because you're worried about Hodor and Inez? Is it because this is our first date without a third wheel? That's freaking amazing. The shadows emerge from the metal. They are everywhere. The Revenant is anywhere and everywhere. It has already made it in front of W. You are a sarcasm too. Are you turning a deaf ear to the myriad soul's anger and squall? You shouldn't.
Oops, my hand slipped. Right, you were saying. Hold on, bet you're here to tell me where Her Highness is, aren't you?
Sound of the metal being torn apart continues. The entire airship is howling. Nervously hooks onto your clothes. The Revenant is angry?
Looks like it's not really all that rational of a fella. If it's a good chance, can you find out what's the place with the most energy fluctuation on the ship right now? That should be where its core is.
Looks at W with a mocking expression. Hold on, I still have an idea. Maybe I can figure out which spot shows the highest change in originium concentration.
Well then, get on it! This asshole's even more impatient than I expected. Doesn't look like it'll wait until you're done. Hey, Shadow Freak! You know how guests are supposed to bring their hosts a gift when they visit? Catch! Little freak, you better keep this dipshit safe or you're gonna get yourself grounded by the old hag.
High-pitched howl.
This way, but the wall's so thick the bombs won't blow. You forgot about this guy, huh? At least on my tests before, it's got more than just a thick skin. Hold on tight to it, Doctor. I'll give you two a huge fireworks show. The moment it goes off, let it shield you from the impact and take you to the other side. You got that, little freak?
Excited howling.
Get ready then. 2, 1.
I'm feeling kind of dizzy.
Hurry!
My ears can't hear very well.
Hey, Doctor, how you feeling now? I just checked the wall. Guess you guys didn't have to crash into the blast point with such perfect accuracy. Sorry for making you suffer all that for nothing.
Angrily waves claws.
Watch your claws, little beast. This one here is no match for you.
Monster, I'm okay. Let me down.
You look terrible. Heh, you can drop the act in front of me. You want me to believe you can take this much? I don't buy it.
If Amiya's running into these things too.
Inez told me the little bunnies already ran into this thing once in Norport. She's got more experience than any one of us when it comes to dealing with it. Heh, I bet she's more worried about me offering you rather than the Revenant offing you. Shut up. The old hag isn't here to back you up now. The little bunny's gonna be fine. Take my word for it. Doctor, stop dawdling. Let's go.
Standing in the corridor, W subconsciously looks outside the window and freezes for a moment.
Let's get going. We ain't got time for sightseeing.
You come to the window and look at the battlefield beneath you. The sky is still lit up by the size of King's golden glow. Victoria's counterattack must have started. I hope Rhodes Island will be of help.
Down there is a real hell now. No need to look anymore.
Were you saddened by the battlefield?
More than enough sarcasm died. Keep up. I have lots of questions for Her Highness.
Looks around in alarm.
Monster?
Attacks the ground furiously. A dark current of shadow silently appears at your feet and drags you toward the end of the hallway at an incredible speed. You can feel the tip of a sharp blade at the back of your neck. There's more than just the Revenant here! Low-pitched growling. The black tide engulfs the struggling monster and keeps it from moving.
Shit! Trying to snatch my mark from under my eyes!
Angry howling.
I'm back!
You see a flash of light within the darkness at the end of the corridor, followed by a loud boom. The force coming from behind you is so strong that it propels you out of the darkness and straight into the ground.
The bomb on my back? How's that? The latest propulsion unit with tracking. Not bad, huh? And like I said, the explosions are just a bonus. It'll still make you suffer for 2 or 3 days, though. We make a great team, don't we?
You could have reminded me beforehand.
It was never your call or how we were gonna team up. Hey, you in there. Bet that gave you a start, too.
Deathvale assassin? You haven't changed, W. You cannot go any further. And you, Doctor, you are alive. Have we met before? Is this the one? She remembers the day she returned to Babel. She remembers that broken door and the blood-stained logo. And those assassins hiding under their masks. They took Theresa's life. That Theresa. W finds herself exceptionally calm right now. You're gonna die. And it'll be a really horrible death. Interesting. Hall breach.
Let's go! Take them all by storm! Please, trust in me. Follow me! Where do you wish that this embers burn? You needn't fear.
Oh, this isn't one of the stages I thought it was going to be. That's alright. Amiya helps get rid of that one, which is beautifully done. Put Pookie over there.
Anything outside the plan? I'll judge for myself.
Put him there, just for a little bit of help. Use some defense there, and now we can start stacking more around.
Long, long time.
Okay. Come on, Shu. Let's get you ready.
Supposed to act. Branch and bone bear weeds. Mounds
Logos down there.
The valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Oh yeah, baby. Put her there.
Briefing. I know what you want.
Who do you know? It's just these four now.
I hear the elegy.
Come on, a little bit closer.
Soul, the fairy of the other side.
This hunt has dragged on for too long.
Now, wait in line. We got plenty for everyone.
Okay. This one's a little bit harder, but that's alright. Shu, you keep that up. Oh, one down. Two down. Three down. Come on, come on. You ain't taking Shu. Sorry, buddy. You ain't taking Shu. Bye-bye. That's all four. Oh, good. You said you won't resist. You said you want the release of death. I don't believe you. She pierces the assassin's chest with her dagger, but intentionally avoids dealing a fatal blow. She wants to hear the coward under the mask scream. She slowly spins the dagger, trying to catch one sound, one sign of weakness. She wants to hear it, but there's nothing. I won't let you die so easily. You took Her Highness. Death is too good for you. You said you were prepared to die when you accepted the mission. I don't believe you. You want to live, don't you? You want to run away. She wants them to run. She needs them to run. That way she can chase them, hunt them, make them die in despair. She will drink their despair. But that is not enough. Not even close. What would be enough? Hold this grenade. It'll explode soon. I'm right here. Prove it to me. You can throw it away. Do that and you'll live. I won't kill you. I'll let you go. Throw it away. Won't be anything left of me once this thing goes off, right? Good. You should stay away. She does not believe it. She wants to find a sign, any sign that this man is bluffing. One moment of hesitation, the slightest hint of his desire to live. None. White light bursts before her eyes from the hand that held the grenade tightly. Fire flies by her cheeks, but she feels no sense of satisfaction. This is not enough. Enough, W! No, it's not enough. Not nearly close. I have more. W! It's a, explosive date without a third wheel. The dark tides recede in the wake of the explosion. What about the man? Is there no trace left of him?
Did I use too much of my stock? Who cares? The real waste is if I don't use it. Are you okay?
I'm okay. What happened to you just now?
What? I was just saving your skin.
Growling.
Little monster, you remember these people, don't you? Ghosts that should have died a long time ago.
Angry roar.
Do you know these ghosts? You don't know them.
Should I?
Huh. You better be telling the truth. I don't know if this is one of the Revenant's tricks, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he appears on this ship which carries Her Highness. But he's dead.
I feel like there's going to be more.
The more the merrier. This mission is getting more and more interesting. Let's go. This way.
Yeah, this way.
You go first. No need to worry. This little monster goes with you. I have to keep you in my field of view in order to react in time.
All right.
It's not that hard, is it? Working with me.
Corridor smells of death. The silence is revolting. She does not need anyone to tell her that they are getting closer to the Revenant's core. Why would Her Highness be in a place like this? Will Her Highness be there? Will Her Highness remember me? She has many questions, but thinking about it serves only to stifle her excitement. She cannot let Theresa see her down and depressed. Theresa always told her she looks best when she is smiling. She remembers.
Hey, bastards, I was just thinking of you.
You shall not pass. You shall not pass. Go no further.
Don't stop, Doctor. What we're looking for must be waiting at the end of the corridor. Just grab onto Little Monster and don't think about anything else. I guarantee you they'll all turn to ash before they can touch you.
There's only so much you can do on your own. Angry roar. I'm fine, monster. Buy me some time, W. I have an idea.
I'm not the bunny. I don't need you to tell me what to do. You need to do something. Do it. Skip the talk.
I trust you. You with the doctor.
Did you really think I was just going to let you leave the dumbass alone? Have you spent so much time with the Revenant that you've gone crazy too? I left him a bunch of nice things. Close your eyes, Doctor. Damn.
You left a plan B on me.
Don't praise me. I was going to give the old hag a surprise when we met up. Now it's all wasted.
Look out.
Here's some more good stuff. I've lit up every corner for you. Time to go to hell. Still no use, so we'll have to do this the hard way.
Then just keep the doctor alive. Ghosts continue to emerge from the darkness at the end of the corridor. There seems to be no end for it. One after another, no fear of death, just like back then.
Helped you.
She gets no answer. This endless corridor is filled with the bodies of the perpetrators. But why could she not find out how this betrayal happened? She is sure that the answer is here in Babel, amidst the seemingly unremarkable mission logs of PRTS. Perhaps it's just at the end of the corridor. Here, beneath these bodies. Did you come back to help? Go save Her Highness.
What are you doing here?
I tried to protect Her Highness, but someone knocked me out. Did we save her?
You saw the assassins.
The defense system went offline all of a sudden, and then enemies rushed in. My team and I tried to protect her, Her Highness.
Are these your teammates? They're dead, but you're alive. Her Highness is dead.
Protect Her Highness? Huh. You can protect Her Highness with this grenade. She holds back the urge. If only she had stayed there. Would it have changed anything? She steps over body and continues down the corridor. She hears no explosion from behind her. Trash! Coward. She arrives at the speaker's office to find the bodies of assassins piled outside the door. She does not want to go any further. Who is she to mourn Theresa when she has not killed the traitors? In her heart, she already has the answer to who was behind all this. The one who led the assassins stood there and led death to Theresa. She would confront that one once she's killed everyone who participated in the deed. It would be her last target. Door's open. We're going in. You. She looks at you. You stand in the darkness at the end of the corridor. Monster's massive frame stands behind you and the ghost charging towards you. Monster can't hold them off for too long. Hang in there, little monster. She throws several bombs towards the gathered black apparitions. W charges into the wake of the explosion. She goes through the enemies and monster, through the fire and the crackling air. W arrives at the other side of the door. She turns around. The figure is still standing in the corridor, one hand on the door control, as countless wraiths try to rush out from behind. She has no memory of ever having seen this scene, but there was a scene from her imagination of the assassinations, a scene that she could never shake. Did that evil spirit stand before Theresa like this? Did the culprits who took her life rush out from behind the evil spirit like this? Was it the evil spirit who opened the door to the speaker's office? Come back, monster, I'm closing the door! Another bomb, W, buy me some time! She tosses the bomb almost instinctively without arguing. Raises you excitedly. She looks at you as if she's trying to find a shadow of someone bygone upon you. Are you looking at me like that? Was this your genius plan to prevent them from coming in? That simple? Sometimes the simplest means are the most effective. Wait, is this crystallization? I saw the airship was beginning to crystallize as I came in. So that was our last chance before the door became fully crystallized. You had planned to block the door on your own from the beginning. I trust you and Monster. Trust? Me? Until I find out what happened back then, Look, I think this is the place. The engines roar deep inside the halls of the ship. Souls burn, releasing pain and anger. Core of the airship lies bare before you. The airship is powered by burning the Revenants? Theresa isn't here. Doesn't matter what it is, blow it up and this piece of junk stops. Let's finish our business here. I got more important stuff to do. You're coming with me to see Theresa. All right, I'll go with you. I know you're here, old geezer. I put a special gift for you under your bed. It's present time! Something's not right. How dare you come here, Outblood! And you, Sarkaz! The burning core instantly freezes, and the scattered flames rush back inside. The fire that illuminates life dims. All sound fades. One could hear one's own heartbeat in the silence left behind. Darkness begins to fill the room. Shadows flow out of the core, converging into a great river. It's currently speeding up, until a great black tide, enough to swallow the entire room, rushes toward you. Amiya. Such great pain and anger. No more words for you, Outblood King. Excuse me. I have abided your many transgressions only because of Theresa. No more. Do you know what you are trying to stop? It is not just a war that the Sarkaz needs. You are trying to extinguish the flame that will change our destiny. You shall not succeed. The black tide that swallowed Amiya recedes, and the shadows pulling at her weaken. He's focusing his strength. He's focusing his strength. All the shadows, they've disappeared. Looks like someone else found the Revenant's location first. Is the doctor okay? I wonder where Dr. Calcit and W are. I can feel the place where the anger is strongest. That's what we're looking for.
Hang in there, Doctor. Dr. Calcit, I'm coming. Signs of explosions. W must have been here. Did Monster leave these claw marks? Is the Doctor with W?
Figure that Amiya never expected to see emerges from the shadow at the end of the corridor. She has never forgotten the nightmare from so many years ago. She remembers Theresa and the black sword that pierced her chest, the black-robed killers. And she just found one.
Impossible. You're all dead. Ascalon checked and made sure you...
King of Sarkaz, you're too late. She knew you would come.
Theresa.
Amiya, the ones you're looking for will die.
Get out of my way.
Excuse me.
You.
Spare the effort of reading our emotions. The only way you will pass is over our cold, dead bodies.
I see the fragments of your memories. How could this be? You're from Babel.
Why must our world be enveloped in strife?
Because it must, unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Well, that is what happens.
14-17. Ooh, okay, this is a weird stage. Okay. 14-17, let's do it.
You've held on for so long. Not any longer.
Shadow swallows the figure up. Apparitions from the past pull him back into the fold. More of them emerge from the darkness.
Still not giving up.
We have nothing left to give up.
You could have attacked me together, but you didn't. I don't sense any anger, but you're all submerged in sorrow. You're different from that Revenant.
We are not here to kill you. We are here only to witness her success.
Sorry, but I can't stop here.
Black waves ripple from Amiya, suppressing the shadows. She advances slowly, ignoring the blade streaking past her. King of Sarkaz, you are her successor. The apparitions keep approaching Amiya, but are incessantly pushed away from her, falling back into the shadows. Amiya continues forward.
Dr. Calcit, Theresa.
She touches the shadow. She sees a completely crystallized door at the corridor's end, and a blade rushing toward her. Shades of black coagulate in her palm, and she immediately catches the incoming blade, catching inexhaustible sorrow. She sees the sorrow from the past.
Excuse me. Her Highness, she's dead. How? We've lost. Highness died because we failed our duty. You're still alive.
I can feel him gripping tightly on my collar. Her Highness is dead. Our mission is complete. It is done. Finish me off. Don't you want to exact revenge for Her Highness? There's still that grenade in my chest pocket. That crazy girl threw it to me, telling me to protect Her Highness. I just have to. I don't know how long I spend hesitating, but it is only when his hand droops down and breathes his last that I realize that crazy girl was right. Trash. Coward. I've already forgotten how long I spent wandering in the wastes after leaving Babel. Drifters until we meet some royal court recruiters. They say Her Highness has returned and stands together with Theresa. We knew then where we should go. You come here in anger and ask me why I spread falsehoods among our people. Come up here before me and show me your wrath. The steps to Theresa number many, and the sovereigns of the royal court stare at me in an indifference. But I do not stop. I am a coward no more. I will unleash my anger before Theresa and then die by his blade. I stand before him, but he does not greet me with his sword. Theresa only nods. Very good. Keep your anger, but vent it somewhere else, because what you've heard is no lie.
You found me, children.
I understood many things then. Her Highness died, but there she was, holding my hand. The truth hurt me more than the lies did. The sorrow that spread from the depths of my heart destroyed my anger so easily. Your Highness, the Highness we once swore to protect.
I saw her. Through your eyes, your life.
Are they all dead? My only companions? No matter. They only left before I did. At least they stayed true to their task. They died to protect Her Highness. As will I, Amiya.
All of you, you have my respect.
Our past is no more. We choose to collude with disgrace. We willingly abandoned everything. Only by doing so can we stand before Her Highness with a clear conscience. And that is why we erased our names and put on the clothes we once utterly detested.
I have my own people to protect too. I can't stop here.
You could try to stop Her Highness only by defeating us, even if I am the only one left. Your heart is going soft. If you can't even face me and defeat me, what makes you think you can face Her Highness, King of Sarkaz? You will eventually have to face your own fate.
My mind was already made up the moment I stepped onto this airship. Your sorrow, the Sarkaz's sorrow, should end.
The apparition from the past finally falls back into the shadows.
Be at peace. Huh? That's a grenade!
You said the Sarkaz will have a new future. We rotten souls are meant to be incinerated. So why not burn for the ideal you described to us? We failed Babel once, and it will not happen twice. We shall protect you. Death will witness our promise. This coward will not break their promise, Your Highness Theresa. Interesting.
What the hell's fooling around with my grenades?
Careful, it seems like we can't harm it in any tangible way.
Those black shadows are persistently protecting its core. Regular bombs aren't going to do shit. Doctor, it can't affect your mind, so you better not tell me you're out of ideas.
We have an expert on our side to ask for help.
Wait, where did Monster go?
I gave it something else to do.
I think I figured it out. If that's the case, then let's make some noise in here. Though I won't have time to protect you, Hood. So you better start praying.
My nose is getting itchy again in this room. It's wintertime. That figures. Forgetting to be. W aims her launcher up high, and the place feels increasingly dangerous with each pull of the trigger. Every inch of the dome, every pillar, everywhere. Explosives instantly latch onto everything you see. Futile. The Revenant roars in anger. These people are not worth its full wrath, his full wrath. It ought to be reserved for the origin of suffering. For it will remember his anger and inherit his rage at the very moment he sets himself free in death. Get out! Waves of shadow surge from every nook and cranny of the cabin. An unending stream of shadows flow from the core and wrap around every explosive. Darkness sweeps through explosions toward you. Bubbles froth in the shadowy tide as blasts go off one after another, like pustules on a monster rushing in your direction. Pustules. The shadow creeps right before your eyes. You look at W. She eventually throws out her final flash grenade toward the darkness. Then the shadows shroud you. That's funny, but I trust. A feeble light leaks through a crack in the darkness. I'm leaving the rest to you. Shattered originium fragments splash out from behind you. A black thread immediately follows, weaving through the waves to find you. It wraps around your hand, your body, and pulls you free from the shadows completely.
Thank you for sending a signal. I finally found you, Doctor. You're slower than I thought, Bunny. Thank you for protecting the Dr. W. Please, leave the rest to me. We meet again, Revenant.
Get out of here. Get out of my body! Amiya captures the Revenant's emotions from within the dark tides. She sees a projection brimming with fury. The Revenant condenses his emotion into a phantom lance, towering above everything. But why? Is there an emotion hidden even deeper under his rage? A feeling all too familiar, one that resonates with the vanished apparitions. Oh, Blood King, you who dare to shed false tears, what makes you grieve for Sarkaz's sorrows? The lance seems almost physical in the Revenant's hand. Our mission from millennia ago shall inevitably end in my very hands. No one will stand between us and what we must witness, the end of fate.
My tears fall for those gone souls of Babel, and for you as well, Revenant.
Black arts coalesces before her.
You asked me why I wish to stop this war. I have your answer now. I've seen the path that lies ahead of us. This war shouldn't be part of the Sarkaz future.
Hypocrite. Ooh. Look at that mouth. The Revenant gathers all his hate, rage, and pain into his palm. The lance has taken physical form. He throws his entire life towards Amiya. It penetrates through a black barrier and pierces through her body. In an instant, a sea of complex and unbounded emotions washes over Amiya. She sees a blaze in the depths of a flaming forge. She sees a huge, headless, hollow suit of armor as it trudges against a catastrophe, leaving an endless trail on the land as it hauls ancient sacrificial stones behind its back. She sees elder arts streaking across the horizon, smashing walls of stone into powder. She sees a Sarkaz. He stands with his back to a monolith, the foundation stone of his homeland, a fragment of Kazdel. The Sarkaz shouts towards his king. Kazdel stands behind me. They will not take it. If that greedy hegemon wants this piece of land, they can come and try. But, O king, as you say, there is nothing they can take away but ruin. My tears have dried, and only rage remains, pulsing in my chest. I will stay. I will guard this land till death. This is my mission. Amiya sees the Sarkaz pointing toward the aloof elders. She sees the hegemon surrounded by elders, charging towards the group from Kazdel. Shouts, cries, powerless gasps. My tears have already dried, and it should be only rage that remains, pulsing in my chest. Why do I still feel pain over my people's demise? O king, I will not retreat, even half a step from the front line. Amiya has seen it before, that cruel segment of history. She has seen the first king of Sarkaz ignite an unprecedented catastrophe, and every hegemon and their troops besieging the city disappeared that very day, along with that king and his loyal subjects. But why did the pitch-black catastrophe that engulfed the sky disintegrate my body while refusing to let me die? That last flash of light branded my figure into Kazdel's soil and rock for eternity. Death betrayed me, and I became an eternal shadow of my homeland.
Your mission has already ended. That city has become a phantom from the past.
Ended? No, before death returns to me, before the Sarkaz's fate is rewritten, my duty remains. Amiya's tears are wiped away by the storm. She sees a Sarkaz who has been lingering for 9,000 years, waiting to complete a mission.
I see it now, Revenant. Your true form. It's true. I'm not a Sarkaz, but I feel the suffering. I feel their suffering all the same firsthand. The crown I bear and the future I'm unwilling to give up. I've never excluded the Sarkaz for even a moment. I will end all suffering. This is my answer to you.
Within the infinite darkness, black threads twist around the lance, running through Amiya, and pulls it out of her. Amiya aims the lance and hurls it back with all her strength in the core's direction. Rips the darkness apart, and the black tides recede from Amiya.
You tore the shadow shrouding you apart. I'm afraid what our bunny has done is more than that. I can only seal the Revenant with its own emotions for a brief moment. We need to figure out a way to put an end to the Revenant's mission for good. Don't look at me. I already tried bombing this place. It's useless. We're not entirely helpless. Galsit! Seems like Monster made it. Doctor, your timing was impeccable. The Revenant relaxed his hold on me after you drew his complete attention. After Monster managed to locate me. Wow. Waving claws excitedly. I could just imagine Monster standing in the middle of the room. Thank you too, W, for buying the doctor some time. I still have scores to settle. What's going on now? The airship's trying to free itself from the skeleton. It's the Revenant. He's about to break free. Theresa's helping him. It seems like she's already on the last stage of her plan. The Revenant is responding to her call. I didn't see her here. Her being here or not should not influence our own plans whatsoever. We need to release the Revenant's control over the airship. Yes, the most effective way to do so is to demolish the airship's core. We can only stop it by ridding its control and engine. Doctor, please get behind me. Man, this old coot is such a pain in the ass. We're basically helping him move house, right? Sounds pretty simple to me. Mission. Fate. End. Kasdal's oldest guard awakens from his shackles. The King of Sarkaz had him capture a sliver of his own consciousness from 9,000 years ago. He has never been more clear than he is now, nor has he ever forgotten. He no longer masks his sorrow with anger. I will end you all, and our fate too. Okay, if you say so, buddy. Go for the core.
Direct memory access for application map. And enemy coordinates authorized. Please stand by.
Please, trust in me.
Let's begin.
I screwed that up. Yeah, I gotta redo it. I gotta deploy down there first. I did the same thing on my other account. I did the same exact thing. I screwed that up the first time. That's all right. Once I get those covered, then I can worry about the other side. Because you got that thing that's going to pop out down here.
Remember, our purpose is not violence itself.
Which I can put him out,
the victory
face him down, and put Doggo there for now, which would be great. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Don't make this harder.
We put Doggo here. Until the other one gets in. And then
You can't stop me.
Whee!
Your lives are mine to protect.
I did aim her left, yeah. Nah. I need... W there.
Looks awfully dangerous. Endless burn. You needn't fear.
Ready to move. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
For them, the bell tolls.
Poor little guy.
Shut up.
I'll be careful.
Ooh, that was kind of dumb of me. And I'm going to go ahead and pull her, and we're going to put Shu right here.
A word I've...
Morning star, the illumination of wisdom.
Okay. Shu, I'm counting on you to get ready here and to use your attack.
Let me create a diversion.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, we lost Texas, but that's okay.
Branch and bone bear weeds.
That's okay.
Mounds and ruins bloom fields.
They'll be sleeping a valiant struggle, but you won't get away.
Okay. I need Deckenbreaker out there. Like, now?
The Revenant's battling. Now. Alive. Now ignited.
How soon do you want them gone? You want my opinion?
Solid position.
Okay, come on, Dagon. We need you. We need Dagon ready.
Of destiny.
Trash! Oh my. Oh my.
Here's someone.
Pookie, come on. I need some of y'all helping here real bad. We're almost through this.
They'll be sleeping. Let's put an end to this show. Pronto.
Can you do it?
Ooh, no.
So you racked your brain, poor little guy. So the mountains, when summer leaves the white dew, seed the place.
Use your weapon to teleport.
Okay.
Waiting for your call.
All the best.
I'm prepared. This endless burn. You needn't.
Yeah, y'all tend to forget.
Please give your orders, Professor.
Y'all tend to forget that, you know.
Please give your orders, Professor.
Crosswords.
Dang, Texas.
They'll be sleeping. And what purpose do you think you're
Emotion is meaningless here.
You ain't attacking. That's a little messed up, but that's alright.
Create a diversion.
There we go. Exusia can help finish it off. Let's go. I didn't realize those had to be only attacked by
Slice them up like
above.
a meat for you. How do you
or
like it?
aerial attack units. Ooh. 14-18. All right, so this one is a boss battle. This one I can't use W. Or Wis'adel, I should say. So we're going to switch her out in favor of Logos.
Questions are
On here.
destined to be answered.
We got to use the backup
Rules
squad.
bound to be analyzed.
Because Wis'adel is already on the squad in this one. All right. Keep the airship increasing its power output. The skeleton's nerve bundles are getting torn apart. Originium's already weakening the strands pretty badly. Even if the doctor's team shuts the airship down, if it separates from the skeleton, they won't have a way to get back here. Worry not. I promised them half an hour. I will not break my vow. Banshee treads atop the spine, one stroke for every step. The curses he composes, gathering behind him before finally sinking into the nerves. As he sweeps his writing hand across the crimson sky, the incantations surge through the nerves, causing them to tense and lift. The Banshee uses his bone pen as a fulcrum, commanding the countless nerve bundles via his magics. As they tighten and constrict, the steel wrapped in their grasp screeches increasingly. The airship howls, causing huge fragments to rain down from the skeleton's bones. Theresa's witchling army is still bombarding us. You're going to be their easiest target if you keep standing out there like that. No matter. It is better that way. The shroud of fog will be enough to extinguish the raging flames. If I do not wish it, not even the scorching sun could penetrate the white mists of the valley. It will protect me. The thick fog at Logos' side condenses and gathers, gradually engulfing his silhouette so as to make it indistinct and untargetable. The bombardment penetrates into his cloak of clouds, but there's not a single sound. The tracks it leaves behind are quickly filled by the fog. We can't fight on for too much longer, W. This is an interesting fight. I've got you, W. Huh. You serious? Tell me this old bastard's house can still move. Didn't manage to find anything over there.
Do not treat the airship as an unliving piece of metal. The mere existence of the Revenant is enough to make it a weapon out of the ordinary. Within its walls, it will use all its might to disrupt our cognition. The interior of the cabin is filled with a surging black tide as far as the eye could see, while the Revenant's cage fades out of your view. Net-shaped shadows persistently, unceasingly attempt to creep up your bodies. Hatefully shaking off shadows. Monster will protect us, Doctor. Do not injure the Doctor, Monster. You give Monster a pat, who is still lifting you atop its shoulders. Don't worry, Calcit. I think we're firm friends by now. Lively cry.
Emotions are flooding the entire room. The shadows are everywhere. We can't pinpoint where the core is while under the influence of the Revenant's arts.
He's clearly changing his strategy. He knows full well that with Amiya present, he cannot threaten us in the short term. I fear that it's not the Revenant that's changing strategy, rather.
Theresa, we cannot hesitate any longer. This is our only chance.
She raises her hands, the patterns on her 10 rings beginning to flow. Black chains manifest from them, twisting, entwining. The chains fly forth, plunging deep into the surging tide. The black chains bind the inky sea of shadow, gathering it into an ebony sphere. The airship howls as waves of shadow crash unceasingly against the Earth's barrier. Every time the chains are struck, Amiya is forced to resonate with the wild, chaotic frenzy of emotion.
Amiya! I can endure it, but I don't know how long I can hold it.
Amiya, clear a path forward. Monster, prepare to enter.
I'll do it. I don't know what you could do without... I don't know what you could even do without your little pet. Hey, Hag, Her Highness can see us, right?
Her will is ever present.
Open the door, little bunny. I don't think Her Highness remembers me, so I need to shift the schedule up a bit. Okay, after you enter, I'll help you.
The chains turn, shadows spewing out from the gaps between them.
Make way, you old coot! Can't you see I'm trying to get in? Ah, such a warm welcome. You must have really liked that gift I gave you earlier. Well, no need to worry, because there's plenty more.
She yanks apart an opening between the chains, her mouth clenching onto a grenade, and after giving some shadows a few good kicks, she steps inside.
We need to finish this before Theresa really gets involved.
You're right, Doctor. The gaps between the chains are already beginning to close, but while no one was looking, an imperceptible trickle of shadow manages to flow out through the tiniest of cracks, slowly creeping its way towards Amiya. Once we successfully stop the airship, the one we next need to face is her. King of Sarkaz. The Revenant's voice suddenly reverberates in Amiya's mind. Before she could even react, the shadow at her feet explodes like a raging flame. Amiya's ears ring with urgent cries calling for her.
Dr. Calcit!
King of Sarkaz! The Revenant's bellow shakes the walls of the cabin. A lance breaks free from within the shadows, forming itself into a monstrous symbol before piercing through Amiya. She's pinned midair in front of the black sphere. Chimera, I will use your death to inscribe this brand, the mark of the ones without roots. The chains chafe against one another, shear apart and slacken. Blood drips upon the ground. Blood? I don't like it.
What was that?
She could still feel Amiya's presence accompanying her, somewhere, somehow.
Little bunny, damn it, I better find that old coot fast. Where emotion flows clearest. Where the hell is that? It's too dark in here. Let me lighten this place up for you, you old bat. Where are my fucking bombs? No way I'd forget.
Flowing shadows engulf her. She suddenly feels no support under her feet, like she's drowning in the abyss.
Ah!
It's cold, ice cold. Why is there not a single sign of life here?
This isn't the airship, is it?
She sees a great suit of armor stained with rust, hacking away at a boulder in the wilderness.
A metal man without a head.
Ancient Sarkaz language. I have followed you along this campaign of yours, but now that even death has left us, what meaning does slaughter have still? If not for slaughter, where would I even go, you say?
I don't understand a damn word they're saying. What? Wait, is that rock talking?
She carefully inspects everything she has on her, realizing that she truly doesn't have any pre-prepared bombs at the moment. Revenant, consciousness, emotion. The words suddenly jump into her mind.
A revenant is inside that rock. Was that you talking, little bunny? This was the help you said you were going to give me, right?
There is no answer.
Just hang in there, Amiya. I'll be back real quick.
She looks toward the headless suit of armor as it drags a boulder into a catastrophe. A moment of silence. Then she chases after it, rushing into the catastrophe as well. Ooh, damn. She sees the storm within the catastrophe sweep towards her. Revenant tearing apart Revenant. She cannot sense any emotion from within, just broken consciousness thrown into disarray by the Originium storm. The core is not here. Among the ruins of a battlefield, a crazed revenant within a blood-drunk sword is restrained by the headless armor, forced into an ancient rock. W is disappointed. The core is not here either. Within a forest, the headless armor breaks apart an altar that a witch coven had once worshipped, collects a runestone covered in inscriptions and bears it upon its back. A cowardly revenant had escaped into it, hiding among the carvings. Core is not here either. Excuse me. A desolate waste, far from humanity. A plundered settlement. That was in, Ahwang. She follows the emotions, searching unceasingly, wending her way through the emotions: fear, joy, greed, hate. The great revenant within the armor seals away his fellows within massive chunks of rock, dragging them behind him as he wanders the lands, but he spares a revenant below the volcano who is concealed within a metal body. She experiences the bursts of weak emotion that the revenant felt as he wandered, with nothing to show for it in the end. She feels even more bewildered. What was this revenant trying to do by collecting his own kind? I love how they reuse a lot of the CG backgrounds for different places. That one, I said it was in Dahuang. It could be anywhere, but it's just that one was used a few times during the Here People Sows event. How many other revenants cut from the same cloth as him exist? Why were they scattered to every corner of this land? Who were they? The ones that he spared, the ones who continuously reset their own memories, the revenants who were far from Kasdal. And then there's the revenant in the airship, the one that set himself ablaze. The feeble flame within the forge sputters and flickers.
Is this the soul furnace in Kasdal? Oh, no way. I remember the fire inside it, bright enough to light up the night sky above the city. Why is it so weak? Wait, this isn't the soul furnace I know.
Why have you bound us back here? My friends, since death spurned us, we have fought together for near 1,000 years. We have witnessed Kasdal fall and rise and fall over and over to the point that we have grown weary of this unchanging endless cycle. You left me, left Kasdal. You have hidden away in despair, gotten lost within chaos, forgot yourselves in the slaughter. But I never left our homeland. I have walked every inch of Kasdal. I still remember every howl of grief for each and every Kasdal. Kasdal, I must do something, and so I carve away a part of myself to serve as kindling for this forge. But this flame is too weak, barely able to keep the Sarkaz alive through the winter. I must do more. I must grow this flame so that it may shelter from the catastrophe. I must grow this flame so that it may admonish any intruder. No, it is not enough. I want this fire to burn away those who would bring war to our doorstep. I want this fire to rewrite our fate. I tear more of myself away, turning myself into ever more wood for the pyre. But it is still not enough. It is far from enough. Even if I burn my all, it is still not enough. But there is still you. Death rejects us and the myriad souls will not admit us. For you, I left our homeland for the first time. This home that is ignobly died 1,000 times upon 1,000 deaths. Why? Why do you resist me? We once swore to protect Kasdal. Why do you resist?
Do you not wish to burn it all? All our enemies, all our fates, ourselves, we too shall burn away into ash. The Revenant roars in fury. He throws his rust-stained armor into the forge, and then the boulders that had sealed his kin after it. The Revenant, who was the first to set himself ablaze, now binds his fellows, igniting them. Flames of the soul furnace erupts. He feels exhilaration, then anguish, and finally, numbness. It needs more. More! Is there nothing left? Am I the only one left yet again? No, you are here too, Sarkaz. But your soul is weak and frail. You are not worthy of the flame.
Kinda like you now, you old bastard.
But you are worthy of witnessing this new Kazdel, for you too are Sarkaz. The Revenant leaps into the raging flame. His final scrap of kindling is himself. W stands by the edge of the forge, the fire nipping at the ends of her hair. She lets out a sigh, pinching the sparks dead.
You still haven't told me where to find this damn thing I'm looking for, you old coot. If only I had some explosives on hand. Bam, bang, boom, I'd just blast away right through the fire.
She jumps down into the forge. She is burning within the flames. Agony. She screams curse after curse after curse. The Revenants wail. Sorrow. Everlasting sorrow. I will burn everything away. My kin, the past, hatred itself. She continues to drop down, falling free, until she approaches the embers of the very first kindling. The first Revenant, who set himself alight. Within the fires of the forge, she sees the ever-shifting core. Her tears are wiped away by the heat. Heh, she smirks, holding the core of the soul that could burn anything and everything.
I've got you now, you old bastard.
Fires cannot be quenched from one forge to the next. My shattered soul will burn in yet another cage, until I can finally rest in true death's embrace.
Get down here!
The moment that W touches the forge of the burning soul on board the airship, a burst of fire separates from it, engulfing her in flames. The unrelenting heat surges towards her. The Revenant intends to burn away the Sarkaz who betrayed her clan. The heat of the engine is already enough to sear the flesh of her hands. Let go or die!
Shut the fuck up, you stupid ghost!
Casting aside all concern, she holds tight to the airship's true engine.
Ah!
The Revenant withdraws himself at an unprecedented speed. He must return to his forge, immolate himself in the sin-bearing flames. W. Black arts pierce the fires encircling W. The shadows rushing at her halt for a moment, then finds themselves unable to penetrate the black barrier. You dare obstruct me yet again! The Revenant circles around W's back, becoming her shadow. He opens himself up as if he were two great jet-black wings enveloping all.
Get down here already!
Ancient Sarkaz profanity. Screeching of the engine cuts off. At last, the beating heart of the flying fortress that had roared across the skies above Londinium and threatened the lives of each and every Victorian stops.
W, wake up, W, old hag.
Excited growl.
Who said you could carry me? Let go or I'll stick a bomb under your claws.
Disapproving poke.
Ah! I can only give you some basic wound treatment, W. We have another issue to solve at the moment. Fine, not so easy to kill. Hey, little bunny, we did some pretty good work together just... Amiya, how'd you get that badly wounded?
You stretch out an arm to support Amiya, the girl's petite frame trembling slightly. The Revenant suddenly attacked Amiya.
Don't worry about me. It isn't that bad.
We should prepare to return to the skeleton now. The airship has gone completely out of control ever since it lost power. We're all finished on our end, Logos. I'm glad to hear that you are all safe.
Please wait a moment. I will provide immediate support. I hope that we can make it in time. Wait, how come I don't see him? That old bastard that I ripped apart. She sees the damaged engine on the floor. Bereft of flame, bereft of grief. The soul-binding core finally shows its true form. This thing was his core. Kinda looks like a cannon. Seems like it would be pretty handy. Now she completed it. Humph, this miserable thing ruined my weapons back there, so I guess I can call this my compensation. Hey, Bunny, you saw it too, right? That old ghost's whole life and all could be considered rather... what's the right term for it again? Magnificent in all its glory? W. Don't give a must-beast's ass about his sob story. I'm just thinking about Her Highness. This ship, those ghosts of Babel and the Revenant? We haven't seen Theresa at all. Where is she? We can face the truth together. Hey, don't look at me like that. I really don't want to hear that kind of talk from you right now. And what are you staring at me for, old hag? I already told you, I won't kill Hood here in front of you, for your sake. You don't feel different in any sort of way? Different? The Revenant has been completely cut off from death, but he does not reside within his shattered core. Are you saying that he's hiding in my body? I'm in no mood for your crone lies right now. Is that what she said? For your crone lies right now, yeah. Let me give myself a once-over. Not here, not over here either. Definitely not down here. W, you're back. Nah, isn't that just the airship core? You all saw me rip it apart, right? Wait, I thought this thing was broken. Why does it look brand new? The shadows are floating within the pipes in the core. Its damaged body is repairing itself with what is clearly metal gleaned from the fragments of the airship. Self-repair? No, this is not self-repair. Monster, structural fortification. Furious roaring. Pained howl. The shadows flow down from the core's body, showing no signs of exhaustion. In the blink of an eye, all you can see is black. You have destroyed my hopes of breaking free from the wheel. Everything I have done, all for naught. After suffering in the flames for hundreds of years, I was to finally welcome death's late embrace. But no, once more you deny me this right. No more will I be bound. No more will I be merciful. You have freed me, and so you may all die in my stead. Okay. You see shadows darker than black. It is the color of the soul. His lance, forged from his lifetime of suffering, is aimed right at you. All right, buddy, it's time for a fight. It's time for a fight, you big old bastard. Let's have some fun. This one's a little tough.
Remember, our purpose is not violence itself, but rather the victory it brings.
We're fighting you guys.
16,
Then please
17.
do your bestest job. Or I'll be
We're gonna get her
really
healed.
bored.
I do not want her dead.
Follow me.
We're gonna put the Ixthizier right there.
For the marching.
Put her there for now.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
Actually, that was kind of dumb. I should put him there. Crap.
They'll be
All right, I'm just gonna pull him all together.
Please, trust in me.
I need her skill, but I also need her as well.
Thus I speak.
Has it come to my... The split halberd sinks in the sand. Great aspirations unreckoned.
Morningstar, the illumination of wisdom.
Program initiative healing mode enabled.
Telopsis healing them up.
Spring breeze. Time
Need
to
shoe
rest.
there.
Now we've had it.
W. Oh yeah. We gotta clear all this.
But we're gonna have the boss itself is gonna pop out, and this is gonna be a pain.
I wasn't supposed to clear skies for
I hear the healing, the reversal of finality.
Please give your orders. This may be a little hot.
Wait.
Please give your orders, Professor.
We're gonna hold on to them because... yeah.
Oh no.
I hear the elegy.
I'm prepared to fight.
Program. Loading complete.
Get Amiya healed up here.
Now, wait in line. So the mountains when summer leaves the white dew.
There, the curtain of destiny.
Okay.
Always so focused on the ground. But have you forgotten to look above?
Yep. Okay, I believe this is the one that's... it's gonna pull everybody.
I'm prepared.
So we have to kind of just pull them all. So we lose Wis'adel. That's okay. Alright, so... we gotta attack this thing.
Crosswords.
Darn it.
Don't make this harder than it needs to be.
And thus has Autumn made reckoned. You can go do something else.
Roger.
We gotta keep them fighting back.
Still Manning thinks emotion is meaningless here. As it comes together, will the hate sunk in
Push it back.
disperse.
Push it back. Keep it going. Got him. Boom. That is a crazy fight. I like that. Just because it's built more on you fend off the initial wave of enemies, but it's built on the mechanic of forcing the beams back at him instead of actually fighting him. That's so cool. A flash of cognition in the gloom. A consciousness nearly eaten away by disordered emotion. Unable to perceive. Unable to be perceived. It's incredible. The outermost layer of the fortress in the skies above the shard begins to break apart, its many fragments falling like a rain of iron spilling across the ground. The enormous skeleton halts in place, its nerve bundles still wrapped around the airship. The Revenant's final consciousness is dissipating. Bye, Revenant. You promised me that future beyond question, Theresa. But your followers have become hindrances upon your path. My fellow souls are in disarray from centuries worth of scorching flame. This forge was meant to be my cage, my execution chamber, wherein I could slit my own throat. I have not yet paid back the price for betraying my clan. This is the last thing I can do, Theresa. A violent ignition. The shadows dissipate from within the inferno, and the flames envelop the airship, tearing apart the nerve bundles. They charge towards you, too. Excuse me. And as for you all, you use false words to place yourselves atop a pedestal of virtue. Use lies of deliverance to cover the scars Sarkaz inflict on themselves only to survive. You dare not even confront her death.
There was no need for you to come here. Theresa?
Are you here to look for Amiya? Perhaps.
Are you injured?
So that is your answer, Doctor.
Try to step forward, but your body fails to move. You are separated from the scene by an untouchable barrier. You finally realize that this is not reality. This is what the Revenant has compelled you to see. A scene of truth. Wait, there. You see many figures by your side advance. You recognize their weapons and armor. You have seen their shadows before, rather recently, in fact.
Weren't they the apparitions aboard the airship?
Have they come to protect Theresa? No, that's not right. You see them draw their swords against the wounded king of Sarkaz. You see a death that you could never have imagined. Theresa fallen in a pool of blood, protecting the sleeping Amiya in her embrace. Her murderers surround you. You and them, conspirators all. Was that? Fleeting scenes melt away, returning your consciousness to reality. You look at W, Calcit, and Amiya. You see the expressions on their faces. You realize that you were not the only one watching those visions unfurl. Amiya stares ahead blankly in a daze, her arm outstretched, as though trying to grasp something. But all her fingers find purchase on is nothingness. Remain calm, Doctor. I ask that you stand behind me and Monster. As I have told you before, I knew what happened in the past, but I had my reasons to keep it from you. I approved of Theresa's choice back then, and telling you as you are now, the truth would not have been of any use. But Theresa, was it also your choice to allow the Revenant to show visions of the past to us here and now? Doctor, is it true that during our time in Chernobog, and even after, it is true that during our time in Chernobog, and even after, I had my doubts about you. But the choices that you have made since are proof enough that you truly do walk the same road as us. Calm down. Do not waver. Hypocrite. Coward. Shut up! How dare you use Theresa to try and sow discord between us? Just disappear already. Enough! Also, tell your monster to hang back a bit. Wasn't really prepared to do this right now. I know that old thing's not going to make up some fake movie when he's right about to die. I'm not an idiot. There couldn't have been anyone else who murdered Theresa. There must have been an explanation for what happened back then, but killing someone who doesn't remember anything, that doesn't interest me at all. Surprise, doubt, sorrow. The incomprehensible truth is like a sledgehammer striking at your heart. You feel difficult to even begin to recover from the shock. The calm tone of the two before you didn't help you forgive yourself. Amiya. You look at the silent girl, her face streaked within tears. You want to say something, but she is the one who speaks first.
Doctor, I knew. Or rather, I suspected it a long time ago.
Amiya.
I still remember why Dr. Calcit had to send the doctor to Chernobog to heal after the accident. And the reasons the elite operators gave when they opposed the decision to rescue the doctor. Even if everybody was quiet about it, I could still guess. There was only one possibility. I have guessed, but I still don't understand. The doctor I knew, the one who saved me, brought so many different places. Told me so many different stories. The one who brought me back to Babel. The one who tried anything and everything to cure my oropathy. The one who promised me that I had a future. That incredibly kind person. Why did that doctor? Why did that one kill the equally kind Theresa, the person who loved everyone? I don't know. I still have so many questions I want to ask you, Doctor. The you who rescued me, the you who murdered Theresa, the you who stands before me right now. In the end, which one is the true you, Doctor? I just didn't know how to ask you. Since you awoke from the sarcophagus, despite the loss of your memories, you always stood with us no matter the danger. How could I believe someone like this could be a murderer? I promise you, I will find an answer. You reach a hand out to Amiya. Doctor,
deck of the airship suddenly begins to shake violently. Amiya immediately grabs your hand. The dark shadows that once gathered within the cabin have begun to bloom in the sky. Below the glow of the crimson horizon, a black blossom, dark enough to swallow all light, furled itself around the airship. The airship is collapsing. We must withdraw immediately. The shadows are trying to block our escape route.
Stand behind me, Doctor.
Collapse not in disorder. As I speak these words, thus do nature's law restructure. The shadows enshrouding your thoughts are dispersed. Golden incantations break apart the inky blackness, raining down upon the damaged areas of the airship. The words fall apart as they touch the surface before reforming, suturing together the ship's broken body, healing its wounds. Logos! Everyone, allow me to handle the shattered fragments. Pass through the shadow, the skeletal nerves that will ferry us back are ready. Banshee's bone pen hangs down from his hand, lightly touching upon the surface of the shadow. With shadow as parchment, the Banshee scribes his incantations with restless flicks of his wrist. Golden veins wend their way through the shadows as the fires are slowly extinguished.
I can see the nerve bundle!
We're ready to withdraw, Logos. Very well.
Hold my hand tight, Doctor.
The nerve snapped? You all fall back down onto the deck of the airship. The hull beneath your feet continues to shake, but the Revenant keeps his silence. The shadows circle underneath everyone's feet as though mocking you. White crystals extrude from the hull, radiating a cleansing light. A gentle light, a graceful light. A light that pacifies all confusion, mayhem, and disorder. The rays wash over the shadow, becoming even more dazzling. The purest white erases all color around you. Immediately after, a black hole appears in the distance, devouring the radiance whole. Darkness. Tranquility. Amidst the pitch-black dark, a singularity emits its first ray of light. The light of thought. The light of emotion. The light of rebirth. The ray of weak, reddish light begins to grow and expand, illuminating the hand that wrought it. Illuminating. Theresa. She walks forth from the darkness. No, she's been there all along. It is just for that moment she chose to let her gaze fall upon you. For only a moment. Within her embrace, the Revenant's scattered consciousness coalesces once more. All is sorrow, all is misery, all is rage. They dissipate as she consoles him, and at last the Revenant returns to serenity. She carries her compatriot, abandoned by death as he is. She brings rebirth. She rewrites fate. Theresa! There is no response, but you manage to glean some curious information from her expression. You dare not say for sure. Everyone holds their breath because of her presence. Everyone awaits the first words out of her mouth. Silence. She says nothing, retreating back into the gloom. She leaves no tracks. It is like she were never here. But everyone understands that she has finally taken action.
Did I miss Her Highness say something?
You didn't miss it. She didn't say a word, W.
Hey, wait. The airship's moving again? It's even at full speed. I thought the old fossil was...
It is originium. We have gotten too close to Amnanum. The airship is an originium-rich environment, and it stocks on board fuel with energy.
Theresa.
The nerve connection snapped. Through the openings in the skeleton, she sees that the great witchcraft-powered construct has already broken free of the nerve bindings, now hurtling at unchaseable speeds towards Amnanum hanging in the sky.
W! You're awake!
Emergency landing.
What did you say?
The Fahrenmut. It left a final bit of energy inside the life bone. Form an emergency landing in Londinium, somewhere safe.
W and the others are still on the airship.
I already promised Dr. Cowsett and the doctor to do everything we can to save more lives. All we can do is try our best.
But...
Many have called you by these titles. The evil spirit of Babel, the doctor of Rhodes Island. Many believed in you, believed that you will always make the right decision, that no matter how despairing the circumstances, you would always be able to find a way out. But you are far from omnipotent. It all happens in the flash of lightning. Theresa does not reappear, having gathered up the shadows and taken them with her. As you approach the canabula of suffering, the crystallization advances ever more rapidly. Now that the tides of shadow have retreated, you finally notice that the crystals have covered the entirety of the airship. Your companions still stand by your side. They are great fighters all, but in the face of this fated disaster, you are all powerless. The airship, unable to stop, rams into Amnanum and is brought to a standstill. The instant that the ship is about to touch Amnanum, the colossal vessel, once hurtling at full speed, is slowed to a crawl. Time itself stagnates. The great originium tree rapidly grows new limbs, firmly grasping the airship. The lush branches quickly extend and envelop the ship. You see everyone trapped in that moment. You see the originium grow wildly. You see Amiya anxiously stretch her hand out towards you. This was the moment that time stopped for her. You can even see her shouting your name, but pure originium covers her body at a terrifying speed, and the words never manage to leave her mouth. It spreads. You rush towards her, but you are nowhere near fast enough. It engulfs. You see the originium about to swallow up the final dregs of her body. Amiya! You muster all your strength to extend your hand, trying to grab hold of hers, but you are too late. You are no longer able to take hold of her hand. A torrent of jumbled information rushes into your mind. It is like you were seeing a tranquil world, one completely turned into originium. Amiya, Calcit, Logos, W. All of Rhodes Island, all of Londinium, all of the battlefield, all of Terra. Amiya! No, this is not what you wanted to see. How could you allow all this to happen? Stop! 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 You did it, Doctor.
Weaklings.
Wow! What a crazy ending to the stage! Woo-wee! Alright. I think that's where we call it for now. We've got 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and then a little epilogue part. Whew. That was tough.
Ciao, Doctor.
That is a lot to decompress from after. That is certainly incredible. So we have a lot of beginning to finality, I believe, is what's going on here. I guess that's a way you could describe it. We're moving towards the beginning of the end, finally. And again, we have a few stages left to go. But out of all those stages that I just played, we saw nothing more with Siege and her crew and, you know, everything going on down in Victoria. We saw nothing more of Shining and Neril and Nightingale, any of that. We're now completely and utterly focused on the Rhodes Island crew and the remaining Sarkaz mercenaries, Hodor, Inez, W, you know, Logos, Amiya, Calcit, and Doctor. Everybody fully focused on taking care of the Revenant in this airship. We saw them effectively, you know, deal with the aftermath of the ritual activation and make their way back to the Lifebone, which is flying again, or W was flying rather, and they were able to get back. Everybody safely arrived on the Lifebone, only to then have to go after the Revenant ship. And in that, they faced so many different things between the Revenant himself, but also images from the past and things that were plaguing W and starting to hit everybody with some various strange emotions and pains and just everything that the Revenant and the shadows could do to try and halt the advance of our heroes. But there was a lot there. And now that not only Doctor, but everybody else finally sees what happened, it shakes everybody to the core. But what's crazy is the first one to speak up, the first one to snap out of it, and in a way kind of disavow it, was W. While Calcit tries to inadvertently keep Doctor there, but also inadvertently apologize to him, while Amiya explains that she suspected it, but she wants to know who the real Doctor is. Is it the Doctor back then? Is it the Doctor that killed Theresa? The Doctor that saved her? Or is it this Doctor? Who's the real Doctor? And she has her questions, but she still cares and wants to protect Doctor. But then you have W, who snaps at the Revenant and says, how dare you use some sort of false memory? How dare you use a memory like that, or use Theresa to try and sow discord in us and to tear us apart? How dare you do something like this? And while she says that, you know, she to a point questions it, she says that she's not interested in killing somebody who has no memory of that. Who knows if that was even really him? You know, something to that effect, she says, basically. And she snaps more at Revenant and stuff, and she just is unwilling to let that come between them, which is so intriguing. We had some crazy little stages and things, and then we had a really interesting boss fight then. But that's not the last one. In what's to come, we have another boss fight. It's going to be a bit more difficult than what this one was. And this one was a really cool, like I said, it was a mechanical based boss fight, as opposed to fighting the boss itself and whittling down its health through normal attacks and means. We had to use the mechanics of the stage, those pillars, damage them, use their ability to push the beam forward and attack the Revenant. It was really, really cool. But the next episode will be the finale. We will finish this story in that next episode. That next final portion will be the end. And we will go through as much as we can and try to finish off all the main stages. And then we may jump into some of the side stuff afterwards. If not, I will separate that into another episode just to keep it all in its own little thing and not make things too long. But with some of these heavy story-driven and dialogue-driven episodes like these, I'm trying to keep them ballpark under 3 hours if I can, because I know how people are, and nobody wants to sit through extremely long things right now anymore, unless it's like a real good movie that's worth it, like a Lord of the Rings style movie that's, you know, a 3 hour thing, which to me, I would sit and watch a whole 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 10 hour, 12 hour marathon of nothing but Arknights if I could. You know, I'd do that with the anime as it is. I will binge that from beginning to end. But the point is, I know that a lot of people don't like to sit through extremely long sittings of videos and stuff. So I don't want to go insanely long. I want to try to keep things under 3 hours if I can. But with that being said, we will try to wrap up the main story in the next and hopefully final episode of the stages of Absolved will be the Seekers, Chapter 14. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out here on the channel and watching my videos. I appreciate you all for taking the time to do that. You guys are awesome. Please make sure to leave a like on the channel and subscribe. A like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Almost reversed my stuff there. But subscribe if you could. That's going to help me to continue to grow. And make sure to share this stuff with your friends if you can. Anybody who you think would appreciate these videos and appreciate my Arknights narrations and stuff. It's going to help me to continue to bring more, to get out there, to continue growing, and hopefully in the future get noticed a little bit more for the work
and passion that I put into these episodes. With that being said, that's it for this one, guys, and I will see you next time.